Hey guys, let me turn on this chat and let's fix this lighting. Hold on. There we go. Okay, well, let's hope that works. Let's see if this lighting looks better without the lighting. I'm still trying to figure out this lighting situation. Hang on, I can't even reach it. I'm too short. And I have heels on. Is that better? Or is that better? That's better, I think. I don't know. I need someone to come on and tell me if that's better. Is that too dark? And do my lips match? Because they don't look like they're matching on my end. Hey, sweetheart, we need to chat. I'm gonna text you after this. Are my lips matching? They're not matching on my end. Hey, Maxine. No, not too dark. Okay, thanks, sweetheart. I'm in front of a window and I have the lights. Let me show you. I have the lights that you guys, one of my subscribers sent me, but the umbrella wasn't working because it was too low, and I'm not working with a lot here. I'm just, it's a mess. Anyway, hey guys, hey Stephanie, hey O2G, what is that? Hey Kat, hey guys, did I say hi Maxine? I'm not sure. Tasha, hey guys. Lana, hi loves, hey girl, hey. I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes while people hop on. Hysterical, my niece left us here and I think our choker's still a thing, or did they have their hot minute? You look gorgeous no matter what, stop it. Oh, thank you, you're such a doll. So my niece left her choker here last night and I was like, I always wanted to wear these plastic. Carly, hey. Your video is posting tomorrow, by the way, here on YouTube when Carly talks about her experience being interviewed by the New York Times in the New York Times Magazine on behalf of SPWF. So look out for that tomorrow. Hey, Melinda, I think that was Lauren, you came on and said something about a lanyard, but I didn't get it. So anyway, I borrowed this choker for my niece and I have not worn one of these plasticky ones since they came back, but like I always wanted one in high school. I never had one in high school because it was not cool enough. Yes, I'm showing my age that these came back. And he said they were more of a lanyard. He said they were more of a lanyard. Were you talking to me? What am I missing? He said they were more of a lanyard. I don't know. We have the SPWF lanyards. This is what he said. That is what he said they were handing out. Oh, okay. So she's talking about the title of my video that we're going to get into in a second. I just wanted to make sure that I said hi to everybody and that we talked through this. So yesterday, hey Lex Flex, I am so happy so many of you guys are hopping on right now. So yesterday I got an email from Adam that he was kind of like a little bit disgruntled, and he said that he's like, can you believe it? They're issuing dog tags to us. And so the only one okay, Lauren, hang on one sec. Let me explain this before you keep commenting and then I'll read them. So he was kind of upset. He's like, they're issuing dog tags. Now let me rewind a little bit. I do not ever try to talk badly about the facilities where my husband lives. First of all, because I try to see the positive in things. I am not a hater, but second of all, let's be real. He lives there. He's got to live there. They know about my videos. They know about Strong Prison Lives and Families. He's been talked to about it before, not in a bad way, but point is, he knows it. So I am not hating on, I'm kind of just trying to give you the facts. And if something hang on, Lauren, if something bad happens, I will, I just want to explain the background first before we talk through this. So I don't want everyone to get confused. So I don't want to talk crap. However, like that time that an inmate died from ulcers, I'm all about reporting that because come on, that is such neglect. So anyway, the way McKean started was that it was like the best federal facility to go to. Now it is a medium security level, so you have to work your way down to there if you start out at a high maximum security pen, or if you have like too much time or too many criminal history points for a camp, you have to work your way. You go there. It's not like a max security or a super max or anything like that. So things run kind of smoothly, or have always ran kind of smoothly there because majority of people are getting out. They have a release date. So McKean, 25, 30 years ago, maybe 35 years ago at this point when it started, was known as the Dream McKean. And I actually, there's some cops that have been there, cops or COs in the feds, they usually refer to them as cops. So you'll hear me go back and forth between saying cops, guards, COs, whatever, it's all the same thing. There are some cops that have been there since the beginning. So we know about it by them, and also sometimes you'll walk in and you'll be like, how you doing? And they'll be like, oh, living the dream. So that's, it kind of turned into a living the dream type of a thing. But back in the day, they'd be like, you're living the dream here if you work here, or if you're sentenced here, if you do your time here. Michael Santos, who I've talked to you guys about before, did some time there. So when I was first interviewed for his podcast, we had talked about it, and he was like, oh, that was one of the best places that I was. It's up in the mountains of PA. It's not like that anymore. So it kind of started to go downhill. So they have somebody new there, a new warden there, and a new AW who are kind of making it go back to a pen mentality. They came a penitentiary, a USP, high security, a maximum security level. So they have it, they're changing a lot of the rules, and they're making it a lot more pen-like. Well, yesterday, and so they changed the visit, and they changed a lot of the rules on the inside. And so they, yesterday I get this message that they're giving out dog tags, and he was kind of like a little bit annoyed by it, right? So, they didn't wind up doing it yesterday, but I haven't heard from him about it today. But my immediate thought is, when you hear dog tags, right, is that it's a military, right? And the reason that I'm aware of, and I looked it up to make sure, for dog tags is because when you're in the military and you're in battle and you die in the field during battle at war, then they can identify your body. In fact, back in the day, I believe the Marines still do this, military wives, people with military in your family or any experience, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they wear one dog tag around their neck and one in their left boot, because God forbid you're decapitated during battle, then they can identify your body, right? Sorry, morbid, but that's what it's for. So what mentality are you giving to these guys, right? So I can kind of maybe see it, although I don't agree with it. I could see it like in a penitentiary, where it is like being in a battlefield. It's very violent. People die all the time. But here's the thing. They're in prison, and you're counting them all the time, right? So you should be able to know where everybody is, and you should be able to identify them all the time. So now that you're giving it such a militaristic battle, like guards and administration versus inmates, what's going to happen? Hey, Ray Love, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're promoting a violent atmosphere, right? You're creating hostility on purpose sometimes, I believe. So now you're telling these guys, this is a battlefield, and it's war, and it's us versus you, and you're the animals, and you're the bad guys, and we're the soldiers. What happens? It's just like I said on my live video the other day, where they, if you go accuse somebody all the time of something, if you accuse somebody all the time of cheating on you, oh, you cheated on me, even though they just went to the store for milk, right? Then eventually you're going to break them down. And they're like, well, she's accusing me anyway. I might as well go out and cheat on her, right? It's kind of that people live up to the standards that you set for them. So if you create a respectful environment and you work with one another and try to help one another and not try to punish them all the time. And believe me, there are times inside where they need to, staff and administration needs to flex their muscles, right? If there are situations going on, because not always good things happen inside, right? So there are criminal activities, and there's going to be fights and all that kind of stuff. It's part of it, right? But usually the inmates have it operating, right? Usually they're the ones that keep it operating at, like, it's at a level, right? And then there's ebbs and there's flows and everything like that, but usually things operate all the time. But when they come in and they're like, battlefield, now you need dog tags so we can identify it, blah. What are you putting out there? What mentality are you giving to them? Things have gone downhill really fast there in the last year, because that's what it's turned into. Literally, we're told, staff was told in a training, you treat them like animals, and you treat their visitors like animals, because they're all animals. Well, if you're going to treat me like an animal, or if you're going to treat my loved one who is going out of her way, let's say, if I'm a guy on the inside, spending money for me, taking days off of work, getting hotel rooms, getting money out for the vending machines, you know, going through all of this, sometimes these traumatic experiences to get inside and see you, and now you're treating her like an animal, and you're kicking her out because of some bogus situation because you don't want to have to deal with processing visitors. The problem is you're creating hostility. You're asking for violence. Why do you want to ask for violence? What's the point in this? It's not, it doesn't have to be like this. There was a warden 2 or 3 years ago that was she was just so respectful with the guys. She was still stern. She was still a warden. Things operated so smoothly there. The guys on the inside had things operating so smoothly in there, and she allowed them to do that. Now, she wasn't a pushover, or she wasn't walked all over by any means. First of all, she's a woman in that power position, not many women there, so she had to prove herself, right? So she was a power female. She wasn't taking crap, but at the same time, she allowed it to run the way that it needed to run. Why the military? Why dog tags? To me, you're just promoting an environment for violence. You're egging them on. Big Sandy is awful, I've heard. I don't have experience there. The worst of the 5 facilities he's been in was what? Big Sandy. The whole place should be shut down. Honestly, I think the whole system needs to be revamped, shut down from the bottom up. But unfortunately, I have heard bad things about Hazleton as well. Yes, I have. If you read Sean Hopwood's book, Lawman, he talks about Hazleton, I believe, in there. It's a rough place, but you know, prison's rough. Like USPs, majority of them are rough, but I'm with you. Hazleton's one of the bad ones. Big Sandy, the ones out on the West Coast, the USPs on the West Coast are real rough. So it doesn't have to be like that, but that's how they run. So I just wanted to share my thoughts in real time. Lauren's boyfriend is at the same place that Adam is, so she's heard from him since. That's what she was saying earlier. It's more like a lanyard than a dog tag, but the fact that you're even calling them a dog tag, first of all, real dog tags in the military have what? Their name, their social security number, their religion, and I believe they added their gas mask size on there, and I don't know what else is on there, but that was from the research I found last night. I'm so curious what's going to be on theirs. Their name, their register number, maybe their religion, but like, that's all on your ID. That has to be on you at all times, otherwise you're going to get written up. So why are we, to me it's just degrading. And you were great. Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks, Angie. My hubby started a Big Sandy, stabbed 19 times. Jeez. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, Big Sandy's a rough place to be. We had a friend who was at Big Sandy, got transferred to Pollock, and he was on lockdown literally, like I think we counted 295 days out of 365 of the last year. That's rough. Their blood type, oh, thank you, that's right, I forgot that. Absolutely. So I'm curious what's going to be on like the prison dog tags. It's just for show. It's just to create that hostility. I got the feeling they were making them wear the IDs around their necks instead of their pockets. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But let's talk about a strangulation device. I mean, God forbid, but, you know, just came home from Coleman. Welcome home. Bless this mess. Oh my gosh, I want to follow you. Welcome home. Did you personally come home, or did your loved one just come home? I know Lauren needs to talk to somebody who was at Coleman at the FCI. So if you know anybody there, she probably could use some assistance. Welcome home. Yeah, oh my gosh, it makes me so happy to hear homecoming stories and to get follow-ups on how you're doing, because I don't think we hear enough about success stories and people that are doing well when they come home. So if you're the one that just came home, I would love to interview you and talk about your transition and all that stuff. If you're interested, email me, strongprisonwives@gmail.com. I'd love to do it. Your husband, awesome. So I'd love to interview you too, if you're into it. You know, like what you're going through, how the transition was, how the last few months were, how you're handling the transition. And then if you want to, like maybe some follow-ups. Because I don't think we hear enough success stories. I think we hear all of the bad stuff, which we need to watch out for and be informed about, but we also need to hear like, you can do this. You can put this behind you. So if you're interested, email me again, strongprisonwives@gmail.com. Okay, what else do you guys have for me? I just wanted to talk about that. I'm going to ask him what's on the dog tags. And it's just kind of sad to me that we've come to this. It doesn't have to be like this, it's getting really rough. And I think it's also a matter of who is, oh, that's awesome. Okay, send me an email. Who is in the position of power, and if it's fear-based leadership over empowered, confident leadership. And I don't know anything about this person. This is just me talking through my thoughts right now, because I'm in a position at my office where it is all fear-based management, micromanagement, and it's since we've gone under that boss, it has gone so far downhill. Work, what's the word when it's like your attitude at work? I can't remember the word for it right now, but it's all just kind of gotten downhill. People don't want to do more. Like, usually you'd stay if you want to finish stuff, or if you want to help, or if you just want to, I want this off my desk. People go there 9 to 5, they're done. They don't want to have anything to do with anything extra, because it's like you're on a choke chain, so it's sad, but I feel like that's the way that it goes. There was a bug on the window. Thanks. Everyone here did 5 years strong. I didn't see the rest of that comment, but that is awesome. Did you do all 5 years with him? Are you MWI? Did you know him before? We could talk about that also when we talk later. But what else does everybody have? What do you have for me? Yes, this video, I saw somebody asked a question. They initiated yesterday. They started giving out dog tags where Adam is. So I was giving my thoughts on how dog tags to me are like when you're in battle and you need somebody to identify your dead body if you don't make it through a battle. So what impression, like what are you trying to give off there by doing that? What impression are you trying to make? What are you trying to say? How hostile are you trying to make this environment? What state is Adam in? Adam his facility is in Pennsylvania, but it's a federal facility. So it's not a state prison. But yeah, so they're just trying to make it real militaristic and like a battlefield. And like I said, a lot of the penitentiaries kind of can run like battlefields. You're always, yeah, like a federal USP. You're always kind of on guard there. It took Adam a really morale. Thank you. That was the word I couldn't think of. Work morale. But it took Adam a really long time to unwind and to kind of get rid of that pen mentality on all the time, looking out, like PTSD type of situation after he moved down. It took him like a good year or two to get rid of some of those penitentiary quirks where, like, God forbid somebody walks too close behind them. God forbid, one time I touched him and he like jumped. And so because they're on guard all the time, it's very violent in those facilities. But when you come down and you're in a medium level security institution, the point is to kind of break that. And you don't want to segregate racially, and you don't want to instill all of these horrible penitentiary things, because these people are getting out. And now you're creating PTSD, and you're creating situations where guys don't, or women, because I know a lot of women's facilities are just as bad, but where you're creating that PTSD when they get out, they don't know how to survive because they're on guard and they're kind of like watching out all the time as if they were a soldier at war. So, and I'm not trying to disrespect the military. I always try to be really careful when I relate those two, because I don't want to make anybody, I don't feel uncomfortable or feel disrespected that I'm kind of relating those two. But in this instance, I didn't do it. They did. So it's just sad to me that at these lower levels, they're trying to create a pen-like, a high security level mentality. So, and it's going to have, you're going to see negative effects. I mean, you've already seen negative effects. Drug use has gone way up there because people want to numb out because it's just gotten so bad. Fights have gotten way up. They used to never go on lockdown, ever. I can count on one hand the amount of times they were on lockdown the past 9 years. This past year and a half, it was like every 2 or 3 weeks. Kind of crazy. That's why there's a mess. You're right. It just does not work. The PTSD is real. Yes, my fiance will be home in about 9 months. I'm worried about his PTSD. Yes. In a fight, that would not be good. Absolutely, Kat. Yes. As far as the PTSD, you might, on the video that Lauren and I did about MWI, and the 5 reasons MWI, I was just going to say that, the 5 reasons MWI relationships don't work is, she suggested kind of try to line up counseling now. Make sure, talk to him about it, see if he'll go into it, because he's really going to need that. PTSD after prison, it's called post-incarceration syndrome, is real. It's very real, and it's something that you need to work through individually and something that you'll need to work through as a couple. So definitely look out and try to get that counseling. What else do you guys have for me? I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes before my phone dies. I'm really enjoying the live videos. One of my friends told me, we've already had this conversation, I've got a counselor lined up. Amazing, Star, amazing. That's gonna really help you. Our promise increase in minutes is now another hoop jumping expedition. What happened? Thanks. I love the way you said that too. Thanks, Ro, for all your advice. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. I'm so happy to be here for you guys and to give you the advice. Melinda, what happened with the phone calls? I know we're real short on phone calls this month because Adam has a lot of legal stuff going on, or potential legal stuff going on. We need more minutes in the feds. Yes, we absolutely do. They have to qualify. They have to qualify for minutes, or are they still getting their 300 minutes a month? Because that, I thought, is a federal thing that they get all across the board. And I know he's in the feds. Did they take minutes away from them, or are they qualifying for more minutes? 300 minutes is absolutely not enough. And here's my question. There are so many people who don't get calls at all. So why not do it like the state facilities where if you charge them for them, right? But if you can afford more minutes, get more minutes. Maybe cap them at like 1,000, cap them at 500, something like that. The increase that was promised with the First Step Act is not guaranteed. Adam wrote an email recently to a couple of organizations that, like, he kind of like spaghetti against the wall, blasted it out to as many people as he could and see who would kind of hop on it. But about all the promises that were made through the First Step Act and how they're being manipulated and not implemented. If you guys want that email to you guys on a video, because it's just ridiculous that it kind of started out as like smoke and mirrors, and it's super pissed. Yeah, of course, because it's like, it was like this smoke and the mirrors thing, and it just shows how begrudging the administration on the inside is, and people at those, yes, and the 500 miles from your release address, people at those high up levels like Congress and the people that initiate the law, they have no idea what's going on inside, no idea. And they're protected. The administration on the inside is protected. Adam said it the other day, he goes, they're trained liars. They're trained to lie from the bottom down. I almost said from the bottom up, from the top down. They are trained to lie. I don't want to make this a negative video because I said earlier, I don't like to do that. I don't want to get it in a situation where, you know, it kind of puts his life in jeopardy or his anything in jeopardy. But unfortunately, that's the sad reality, and that's the truth. And anyone can say that it's broken and it needs to be fixed. And if a law was passed, why is it not being implemented? And if a law isn't being implemented by the people that have been put in place to implement it, why are they not being held accountable? Just like people were walking in late to work on Saturday, so we were being processed late into visit. Why are those people not being held accountable for coming into work late? Like, where is the accountability here? What's going on? Why is it so broken? It needs to be fixed. And there needs to be accountability, and there needs to be follow-up, and that's what he was trying to say. So again, not trying to make this go down a dark road. We just kind of went there. So I think I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I would love to know your thoughts below on live videos versus pre-filmed videos, because like I said earlier, I really enjoy the interaction of the live videos. I just want to give you guys what you guys want. Short-staffed, yes, they get away with it a lot more, and they like to use short-staffed as an excuse to get away with so much, because are they necessarily as short-staffed as they say? And when they're okay, so here's an example. There was one unit on lockdown when we went, and they said the only reason that the whole facility wasn't on lockdown was because they were short-staffed, and it actually takes more staff members to run lockdowns than when they're not on lockdown. And Adam kind of like call BS on that, because I mean, thank God it worked in our favor and we were able to be processed and to visit everybody but people who were visiting people who were in the unit that was locked down. And unfortunately, one of our girlfriends that was with us was going to visit somebody who was in that unit, and she didn't get in all weekend, which sucks because she took 2 flights to get there. She went through a snowstorm. She was delayed. She was rerouted through Uber to another, thank God airline paid for it, but she was rerouted, put in an Uber to an airport like an hour or so away so she could get to where she was going. Sorry guys. To fly out to a different airport. Like, it was just, I spoke to her at 10 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And she's like, I'm just leaving to head out to the airport. And she got to where she was going. She got to the hotel at 1 o'clock. the following morning. So these are the things that unfortunately we are put through, and it's hidden. Because if you think about this, moderate movement, so they don't have to report the lockdown. Yes. So, and they didn't post that anywhere. So she was unaware. Like, they're supposed to be held accountable to post a lockdown on their website with enough time. I just learned this weekend, with enough time for the family members to be notified so they don't travel. But here's how they could easily get away with that. Well, the safety and security of the inmates, we had to do a last minute lockdown to keep them safe and secure. This was an isolated incident, and everybody that was involved was in the hole. Both people, not everybody, both people that were involved. So how is it there was no reason for it, but they could easily get away with it because all they have to do is cry safety and security. If it's the whole prison. Sorry, I missed what you said before that. Anyway, okay, I don't want to go down this dark road. So you know what I'm going to do? They lock down just some units. Yeah, this was like one of the first times they did that over a visit weekend. So they didn't know how to handle visit because they've never had a visit when just one unit was locked down. And I don't understand why they didn't let that handful of guys come out to visit. Thank you for all this information. You're so welcome, Star. I know I talk really fast. I'm from Jersey and I drink a lot of coffee, so I apologize. But what I'm going to do now is what I always do when I kind of get like a little fired up about this, and I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to hit my heavy bag. I don't hit my heavy bag every time. I work out usually. So I'm going to go do that. I love that you talk fast. Thank you. It's funny. When I first met Adam's dad, I should be getting an email about mail call soon. Okay, awesome. When I first met Adam's dad, he's from Wisconsin. He talks a lot slower, but he's also hard of hearing. And so I had to teach myself how to slow my speech, but it was really hard. I couldn't think that slow. Isn't that crazy? But now I can. I mean, I taught myself how to do it, and I've slowed down when I speak to him so he can understand me. But how crazy is that? We just talk real fast and do things real fast when we're from up north. Yeah, you guys talk a lot slower than we do, Kimberly, or maybe you're just a fast talker from Wisconsin. I don't know. You talk fast? Because Adam's whole family, maybe because his parents are older, but they talk so much slower than me. Even Adam's mom, who's like a lot faster than his dad, and oh my God, I just got distracted by a comment on the hunt for the Reese's creamer. That's hysterical. Go back and watch the video with me and Lauren. We were talking about the Reese's Pieces creamer, and we were so out of it. I was like, oh, it kind of tastes like peanut butter and chocolate. It's good. And we're both laughing hysterical, like, really, it's Reese's. What else would it taste like? But anyway, back Adam's mom, and sometimes she's like, when you get excited, I can't understand you. So yeah. I need this creamer. Oh my God, it was so good. You're hyper. I get hyper too, especially when I'm talking about something that fires me up. And I'm from Jersey. We already talk fast. And so I have all of these factors. Somebody once told me, though, it's a sign of a very intelligent person when they talk fast. So, girl, we're going to go with that. It was so good. It really was so good. Hey, Pikachu. What a cute name. Pikachu Plaza. You too. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, you guys, make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a video. We have, like I said, David talks super fast. David's super smart. Carly is going to give her thoughts on the New York Times article. That video is going to post tomorrow. I have a couple of really good videos that I'm preparing and planning for in the upcoming week. If you guys have any questions you want me to answer, if you have any ideas you want me to answer on a live video or on a film video, whatever you want, you can do I have mods? I don't have mods, but I saw recently that you can have mods on a live video. I'm just trying to kind of figure out, I haven't done live videos on YouTube a lot, but if you want to be a mod, I don't know how that works. Let me know. Email me if you want, or inbox me. I don't know how it works on YouTube. I'm just trying to figure this out, but I would love it. So you guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, on the next one. You, sweetheart, are amazing. You're all amazing. Laura, I love you. And then please give this video a thumbs up, like it, so you my comment. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a thing. And if you want, I think you would still ding that little notification bell if you want a notification to your phone. I think I get notifications for everybody that I'm subscribed to. Talk about talking fast. Now I can't even talk, period. So it's time to go. But